I'm curious that you can go jogging in the daylight in Dublin. I was wondering, did you get noticed? Did anyone
I
stop
don't
and do a
think
double
so.
take?
I
No.
don't think so. On occasion, I saw some young kids kind of go, I look a little like, who's that
Yeah.
idiot?
You don't have a disguise for
I,
jogging.
I didn't. Maybe my goofy beard and dumb haircut helped keep me hidden, but nobody, everybody was
You,
pretty polite.
you don't wear those Zohan pants when you're jogging around town, no?
The short shorts, not.
So you have never cut hair before?
I have cut my own hair and several dogs. I have the Paul Mitchell book. I have the Stamina, the Desire.
But you have no training or experience?
Would you hire someone with experience in something else, possibly?
In what?
Can anyone here do this?
Okay, I have never seen that. That is very nice, but that is not going to help me.
No hands!
What happened was, I think it was a long time ago, like 8 years ago, and what happened was I had a guy who used to cut my hair, an Israeli guy, and he would tell me stories about the army and growing up and being a soldier, but at the same time he was like rubbing ointment and playing with my hair, so I would get the giggles.
Okay.
And I told my friends I thought it would be a funny idea for a movie, just a tough guy who also wants to be a hairstylist.
Do you get that a lot? Do you meet people in real life and then you have a little notebook that you might write down an idea that will spawn into a character someday?
Not enough.
No? No.
He was a lucky find. I'll tell you, most of the time I just make it up, but the other, Happy Gilmore was my friend McDonough, who was a good Irishman. He used to come out to the driving range with me and my dad, and he was a hockey player. And we were like kids, and my father would always be impressed how he never played golf, this kid, but could drive the ball so far because he was a hockey, had just great wrists, and he was a tough kid. And anyways, that's the only other time I base it off a real person.
I know Gillian has said that she assumed when she kind of came back to the role that it'd be a bit like getting back on a bicycle, but she said it turned out to be a bit more like a unicycle, and she just really had to sort of relearn the stuff that she deliberately unlearned. I don't know for you whether it was very, very easy to get back into this character, whether there was that sort of sense of, I got to remember where I was in my head when I was doing this before.
A little bit of both. What happened for me was around the third week of the shoot is when Gillian showed up and we started working together as Mulder and Scully in the piece, and that really, to me, became the heart of the show and the heart of my character. So that when I started to play in those scenes, I really started to find again exactly the feeling and the kind of guy who this guy was supposed to be. So to continue your metaphor, I guess it's a bicycle built for two in the end.
Baboom. Longest running sci-fi show in American TV history, 201 episodes from September 10th, 1993 to May 19th, 2002. And that sense that it has a very hardcore following, I don't know whether that's something that sort of sits easy with you, whether you feel, well, in all kind of successful shows or movie franchises, there's going to be that hardcore kind of, that are very hard to please, or whether you feel it's great that we have.
I have nothing but pride about the quality of the work that we did and the loyalty of whatever fan base we have. I just think, you know, to be able to create this character and be in this show for 15 years now, obviously, you know, not 15 years straight, but the prospect of being able to actually continue to do the same guy, the same show, and to have an audience is just a source of great satisfaction, I think, for all of us, and not in any way a source of pressure or imprisonment or anything like that. At this point, it's just all good.
The fact that Dark Knight is sucking up everybody's pocket money at the moment meant that X-Files, when it opened last week in the United States, they did 10.2 million or thereabouts. It was lower than people expected, and there's a sense that the fans aren't sure what to make of the movie. I don't know if that sort of thing kind of, you know, affects you, whether you kind of feel, well, I made the movie I wanted to make and I'm happy with it. Really, after that, it doesn't matter. Or
well, as an actor in the movie, I certainly made the movie that I wanted to make, and Chris Carter, who wrote and directed it, made the movie he wanted to make. And what you have to do is you have to please yourself and then hope that others are pleased along the way. And if you set out to please others from the get-go, I think you're overthinking or outthinking yourself. This movie is a $29 million movie. That's what it cost to make. It's a minuscule budget for a movie that purports to be a summer blockbuster. It's just, it can't compete in terms of spectacle with a movie like Batman, which cost, what did it cost? Over $200 million to make. So you can't compare the two. And also, Batman is just, it's just some kind of weird phenomenon. I mean, it's just bad timing that we have to come out on possibly the worst day in all of movie history. But that's no reflection on the movie that we did. And in the end, I think when the dust settles, the movie will do fine and we'll be able to do more. I'm pretty sure of it. And I actually believe that the movie will do better in Europe, where I don't think the hype machine gets people quite so excited as it does in the States, and where Batman is just some weird phenomenon. I think it's just popular here, but it's not a cultural must that it seems to be in the States.
I know that.
I've been sitting by the phone for 7 years. I've been tired of people asking me and running out of excuses and answers for, like, when's there going to be another Mummy movie? I don't know. Leave me alone. You call the studio and ask them the same question. I want to know. I missed playing Rick. He's a great character to play. I missed the boots. I missed the gear. I missed getting on some sort of crazy vehicle, whether it's a camel or some hunk of camera crew gear, whatever. Going on location to far-flung deserts or to China. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
We're gonna do this my way. I put down more mummies in my time than you.
You put down one mummy, Dad.
Yeah, same mummy, twice.
The family, when we joined this movie.
Well, Rick and Evie have become somewhat sedentary in their Oxfordshire country mansion, taking up hobbies. In the case of Rick, he's not very good at them, bored with them. Evie's now a successful novelist. She misses being in the field too. Maybe their marriage is a bit ho-hum. Their son, who's aged to about 20, is a bit headstrong. He never writes, he never calls. He's uncovered literally some trouble when he finds these guys. And by bringing the family together and having them dysfunction slightly, we'll give an audience a chance to identify with them. I don't know, I'm not going to speak for everyone's family, but you're able to go, hey, I get it, I understand that story.